feet, keep me grounded as I reach higher than I see. Is there something there for me? Pulling back the reins, letting go.
Hey everyone, it's Skyee here, and welcome to part 2 of our color along. As you know already, we're working in Whimsy Girls at work. If you haven't watched part 1, feel free to go watch that first. And we are working on cut and color. This is what we have done of her so far. And again, I'm recording on my newer phone, which is really good and really bad at the same time. Bent that paper there. So it does show all of the speckledness, even though on my page and to my own eyes, this looks way more burnished, but somehow it picks up like hyper details and whatnot that aren't even there. Yeah, it's more noticeable in darker colors. It looks speckled, but this is completely burnished. If I bring it up, it probably won't make it look any better, but I don't know why it does that. Anyways, so I think we are going to do the drawers down here. I'm still kind of fighting myself on whether to kind of make them basic or put some kind of like faux wood grain in there. I don't really know. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of paper here. I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to cut out a square. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll work. That should work. And then let's just kind of, I'm gonna make a little bit of a mock-up here. Kind of see, so I'll add some like faux, kind of like wood grainy stuff. Doesn't have to be perfect or neat or anything. Let's make another knot down here. Don't know if I would really do anything like this detailed or not, but okay, 1 second here. Okay. I think this would be extremely time consuming. It'd probably be worth it on some pictures. The only reason that I'm kind of second guessing myself on it is because we've got all of that brick at the top, and that already is just, it's a lot of detail. So I don't want to go too detail crazy adding more. I'm kind of leaning towards leaving the drawers simplistic, but I am like curious to see what it would kind of look like. So that's the kind of mock-up for that. This is a really bad mock-up too, so I apologize. Yeah, definitely too much, especially with the brick. So I think we're gonna keep it really simple. Okay, so start in with our black, and I'm just going to come in underneath this line here. I'm going to go fairly dark and then fade it out. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this one here. I don't want to make these too dark. I want them to be fairly light actually, but I do want to make it look like they're kind of indented, like this part kind of like frames it and is raised a little bit. Now it's kind of unfortunate that she's in front of the counter because I'm not really sure, you know, how the rest of this goes. But we'll kind of figure that out. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit here. We'll focus on the cupboards for now and then figure everything else out after. So let's move in with the dark umber. Which I gotta, switch these. My dark umber's getting a little tiny. Let's sadly sharpen him a little bit more. So we're going to put this in over top of our black. And we're going to bring it down a little bit. We're also going to put some in kind of on either side of this line here. This will be our shadow color here because I don't want it too dark, so I don't want to use the black too much. And then we can kind of bring this up here as well, do the same thing. Actually, we might want to put black in on the top here to kind of make a darker shadow so it looks like the counter's kind of hanging out over everything a little bit, but we'll kind of see. It still kind of looks like that even with the brown, so we might not need to add the black. Gonna create a little bit of a shadow, kind of going around this cord here. I mean, I don't think in reality the cord would create much of a shadow because she'd probably be a little bit away from the counter, but it's a coloring book. We'll just add a little bit of extra interest where we can. Oops, sorry, I bumped you guys. Okay, so next is the sienna brown. Let's sharpen this guy up too. Actually, not yet. Kind of like having a duller pencil when I'm trying to like fade and stuff, so we won't worry about burnishing quite yet. We'll just fade this out a little bit. And go over the shadows. Not looking too bad. Let's see how many more colors do we have. We've only got 3 more colors. Let's kind of fade this in a little bit on this side here. Terracotta's next. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I feel like this is probably darker than the last one we used, the sienna brown. I guess it's about the same. It's just a little bit more red. So let's just bring this in over top. So I did kind of go with more of a reddish wood just because I think with the grayish blue brick that we're going to do up top, I think this will kind of really pop in contrast with it. So I don't want to really add this in as its own color, but I do want to use it to kind of create our own custom color here. So you can tell just the difference between these two here, that it definitely does change up the color quite a bit. kind of like how that's looking. So let's move on to our next color, which is the burnt ochre. Not that one, it's this one. So again, I'm kind of going to bring this in over everything. Every color we bring in kind of gets us closer to burnishing the shadows at least. So I'm just going to finish burnishing the shadows with this one. Bring it out, kind of fade it out. I'm going to leave a little bit of light here. I don't want all of this to be brown. So add a little bit of color here. I'm going to fade this out too. And because I'm too impatient, let's then go in with our cream. I'm just going to try and blend this everywhere I can. Our shadows are pretty much burnished, but we can blend it in a little ways. I like that. I think that's gonna go really well with our walls. Well, wall. There's only one. So let's do the same thing on this side. I hate coloring in large spaces. let's go back to, I think, the sienna brown. Let's add a little bit of that just on the side here, just to darken it up a little bit. I'm gonna go back in with the burnt ochre. I just want to bring it out a little bit more. So I don't want too much cream. We got a kitty at the door. Come on. Oh no, I'm not feeding you. You already had breakfast. Alright, let's in with our cream now. Really? I'm not feeding him, so he wants to leave. Goodbye. Okay, so there's that. I think I'm gonna go straight from the dark umber to the terracotta on these bits here. So I'm gonna go over that, fade it out, and then we're just gonna go straight into the cream. I'm going to grab the dark umber though, just to darken up that shadow there a little bit. And then we'll go in with the cream and blend all of this together. there we go. Let's go back in with the sienna just a little bit here. There's just a couple spots that I didn't fade out very well, so they just look a little too weird. Okay. I'm not really sure what I want to do with the counter. I think we might just leave that for now and we'll do the countertop like a completely different color, but I'm unsure, so we're gonna leave that. I'm just gonna continue over onto this side here, I think. Let me fix my paper here. I'm gonna break the spine of my book a little bit more. Okay. So I don't want too much black. I figure that this will probably be kind of like the same as here. So I'm going to use the black for just shadows, and that's it. So we'll kind of keep our shadows along the same side. So it's kind of as if our light's kind of coming from this direction. So pretty much anything on the bottom and to the right will be shadowed. Add a little bit of black underneath the countertop. I do want to darken that up just a little bit more. Okay. So we go in with our dark umber. I would have done this side first because I hate coloring next to the spine, so I would have done it first to just kind of get it over with, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do color-wise for this part, so I had to kind of wait. Okay, so we can use this to add to our shadows a little bit. Can't remember what colors I use next, so we're just going to kind of wing it. We had a smaller area here though, so we only used the dark umber, and then I think we skipped to the sienna brown or the terracotta, one of the two, and then just the cream. So I think what I want to do is add a little bit more shadow up here. Go to the sienna brown. don't have COVID, I promise. Ugh. At least I hope not. You never know with where I work. But I'm usually pretty careful. Okay, so it's coming with the sienna brown. There's also a bad joke, I apologize. Let's bring this down, kind of fade it out a little bit. You need to learn how to knock. Come on. In or out? This door's not staying open, bud. And again, no, I'm not feeding you. Stitch. Stop. He's on a diet and he's not happy about it. So very lightly go over that area. I'm going to try and fade these out super light. I do want a lot of the cream to show, but I also don't want a lot of it to show kind of on its own. Just in a few spots. So I have more cream kind of in these areas here, kind of sort of the other side of the cords and stuff. Hello? Let me guess, you went out now because you realized that I'm still not feeding you. Is that right? Oh, no, you're gonna lay down? You a good boy? Okay, I think I like that. Hopefully. One with the cream. It'll kind of break it up so it'll be similar to the other side but not completely the same. Got a curve of the book always pulls my papers out. There. There's only one thing I don't like about this. It doesn't really catch the red tones. I just pretty much burnished it, but let's see if we can throw in a little bit of the dark umber, mostly just into the shadows. So we can just kind of pop little bits of that in there without it looking too funny, because there's not really any tooth of the paper, but brings it out a little bit and then gives little hints of red, so hopefully that works. Okay. So let's do, she's got pencil dust all over her. I'm probably going to end up going over all of the gold parts on this with like the Kuretake Gansai Tambi metallic watercolors. But for those of you that don't have those, we'll still color them in. So I'm going to use the green ochre, and I'm kind of going for that kind of like old brassy gold bronze kind of look, if you know what I'm talking about here. So I'm just going to throw this color in here. I'm not even really too worried about it. And then we'll go in with the artichoke, bring that out a little bit, lightly go over everything. And then we'll come in with our canary yellow just to kind of liven it up a little bit. Pop that in. It's a little too bright, so then we'll go back over, I think, with the artichoke, because I really liked that color. So we'll just go back in and lightly go over everything, just to kind of mute it down a little bit. You can do the same thing for these little knobs here too. So green ochre, artichoke. I think I'm just going to completely color these in. I'm not burnishing them, but I'm just going to color them in, and then we'll just go in with the canary yellow over top of it. Just lightly. Okay. So I'm going to grab colors for let's see what time we're at. So still like 15 minutes. I'm gonna grab colors for like the, I don't know what they're called. I want to say electronics, but I don't think that's right. The beauty products, we'll just say that. So I will be right back. Okay. So start off with these ones down here. We're gonna start off with the boring parts. So let's actually start off with the slate gray. So I'm just going to kind of create a shadow where the metal tips meet the wands of these. And then I'm also going to create a shadow where the top parts go over top of the bottom parts. I don't know what the technical terms of any of this stuff is called. I know they're curling wands. Maybe this one's a straightener, I'm not sure. What's up, kiddo?
Can I color my coloring I made?
Would you bring it here?
Sure.
So we got that. I'm going to darken up that shadow a little bit, so we'll put some black in there too.
Look.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I did orange and black. And orange. Ooh.
He's making a card for his papa. He even drew his papa too.
Hello, guys.
Alright. Are you all done then?
Yep.
Okay, if you're all done, you want to clean up your stuff, please?
Alright.
Thank you. Just gonna pop a little bit of extra shadow on those. Let's come up to the hair dryer. I think I want to do this back part kind of gray as well. Same with this attachment here. So we'll go in with the slate gray. And then we'll kind of add to it a little bit with the black. Kind of on either side here to create kind of like a metallic look for that. Okay, I think next we're going to switch to the 20% cool gray. Pop this in a little bit too. More just in the shadows, kind of burnishing them, blending them out. I think this bottom part here on the curling iron, I'm just gonna color that in completely. And then I'm going to color in the bottom part of the top and then fade it out so that way this top part has a little bit of highlight. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to color this one in, add a little bit just close to that line there and fade it out. And then we can switch to the 10% cool gray. And we'll just finish those off. I think though actually here I want to make this handle silver too. So let's pop in the slate gray here. Put in a little tiny bit of the black underneath it. Oops. Okay, come out from the slate gray with the 20% and fade it out. Can't hold on to these things today. And then finish it off with the 10%. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna kind of go green with these. So I'm gonna start with the cobalt turquoise. I don't want too much of this. This is just gonna be our shadow color because I want these mostly light. Just gonna pop a little bit of that in, fade it out. I'll lightly color in all of this part on the bottom though, because I feel like that would be kind of shadowed. Okay, brush, we're gonna do the same color. I'm gonna make this like a set. Parrot green is next. So we're going to pop that over top, bring it out just a little bit. Parts in her hand here, we can just completely color those in because they're going to be pretty much shadowed, so I'm not going to worry too much about those. Imagine this top part would probably be gray, but we're going to make it green anyways. Next color is light green. So I'm going to bring this color out just a little bit and fade it out. Now we're working quick and all over the place, I apologize. Okay, pale sage is next. Just gonna blend everything with this one. I'm going to leave just a little highlight at the very top. Most of this stuff I'm just going to color in with this one though. Now the brush looks kind of funny. We'll bring out all that black after we have the ring around the mirror colored. Let's say covered. Right, and our last color, which is the gray-green lights. And then I'm just going to take this light gray, oops, pop a little bit of that in there, and then just finish that off with the 20% cool gray for the buttons. Let's come in with the cobalt turquoise and just kind of darken up these lines. There we go. And then lastly, we've just got the chords. So we're going to come in with 70% cool gray. Actually, no, we're gonna come in with the black first. So I'm just gonna try and bring the black down pretty much all the way along the right outline of the cord. Same with these ones. I'm not going to go quite so dark though because we've got those shadow lines here and it'll blend in if we go too much. On the top here it's going to be on the bottom, and then about here we're going to switch to the right. Here it's going to be the bottom and along this side. And then I think we're just going to finish that up with the 70% gray. I don't think we need anything else. We've got a Lilo at the door. Constantly rotating my pencil to try and keep the pointy side on the paper. I really need to find like a video editor where I can just kind of zoom in and change what you guys can see. So I can just record like the whole page. It's always in frame, and then I can just kind of move where we're actually looking or coloring and zooming in so you guys can see it, because I always forget to move the book. We still have quite a bit to do, but I don't want to go over too much for this video. We might make the next two just a little bit longer. I did decide for the frame of the mirror, I'm just going to stick to black, so we're just going to color this in. It'd be better if you had like a black marker, which I should have done, but okay, I'm gonna make the part closer to the mirror darker, and then I'm just gonna fade it out. I want the part closer to the mirror to be black. Oh, careful, lady. Okay. Yes, hello. Say hi to the camera. Say hi, everybody. Really? Really? You have one of my hairs in your mouth. Are you trying to eat that? Yucky. Yucky. Oh, it's still on me. Your eyes are very green today. Have you? I was trying to color you, no? Okay, Miss Lila says that it's cuddle time. I lost my pencil. I don't know where I put it. There it is. Okay, found it. Found it. Sweet is gonna have to finish this before she comes back. Very careful around the skin. We do not want to get black on it. It will be impossible to get rid of. And I'm not quite confident in doing black skin tones to try and make it look like a happy accident. We still gotta work on those. Yeah. Wrist hurts. Too much black. You know, you wouldn't think you would have to push this hard to get a black pencil to look black. Okay. So now, I got my my blender pencil. Don't know if this one has any life in it or not. Left or not. Let's see. See if I can sharpen it. I can. Okay. And now we burnish. Yeah, I'm definitely glad we went black for the mirror. I think gold would have been pretty too, but I think this black will go really, really well against the brick. I'm really excited about that. Like I am and I'm not. I'm excited to see it finished. I'm not excited to color it because it's going to take forever. We might speed up the brick to save time, but we'll see how long the videos actually end up. Because it's going to be a lot of like repeating. What I might do is just speed up the brick ×2 to save for video size. But then you guys can always slow it down to, I think half would be 0.75, and then that would put it in real time. I just want us to try that out and see, so we might do that. Okay, there is that. Let's do one more thing here. Let's just color in this brush. I'm just gonna outline the lines in black. And then I'm just gonna use my blender pencil to go over all of it. It's very lazy brush coloring here. And then we'll just darken up some of those lines again. Brush dead. Okay. I've got a giant mess of pencil crayons going on here, so I think it's time to say goodbye and clean up. So that is how she's looking now. I'm really excited to finish her. I still have to figure out clothing wise and stuff. I'm super undecided. I'm not looking forward to all the nail polish either. Okay. I think this is a good place to leave it off. Hopefully you guys are enjoying, and I will hopefully see you guys in part 3. As always, take care. See you next time. Bye!
Stars fall at my feet, keep me grounded as I reach higher than I see. Is there something there for me?